the third episode of the Reclaim Fate podcast, starting later than we should have because the communication booth in here, none of the equipment works. So that's pretty good. Typical Western standard of quality. And I have with me today, was it the 25th?
Yes, today is the 25th.
Okay, March 25th. And I have with me,
I'm Joe.
And I'm Brian.
That's not what we planned.
We didn't plan anything.
I was gonna say, when we're, you gotta remember this kind of stuff,
Yeah,
come
on, we're sitting here till you get it.
Why are you looking at me?
We're waiting.
Oh, you want me to do it?
Yeah.
My name is Joseph Utobusen! Coming live from Tokyo!
Alright. And
you want the crab! Is that good?
And you're Brian.
Oh, I'm just Brian.
Yeah, okay. You're not from anywhere?
I'm not from anywhere, no.
The woods?
I probably came from there.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no trace.
Brian was raised by a wolf pack in the woods.
Yeah, okay. Are you one of those edgy people that has that like post on their Facebook that's like, throw me to the wolves, I'll come back leading that pack?
Oh, no, but check it out tomorrow. We'll probably be there.
Okay. So usually we start out by asking how you got involved in the video game.
Would you like to start, Brian?
Sure, I can start. Mine's pretty simple. I saw the creators meeting, and I just decided to sit down and join up, and the rest is history.
So you crashed it?
I crashed it.
He just kind of wandered in and just sat down, and he was like, yeah, I'm a part of this now, and it worked. So.
And what do you do for the game?
I'm the chief brand officer in charge of marketing, PR, community relations.
Okay. And Mr. Tokyo, what do you do?
Oh, Mr. Tokyo. Okay. No, yeah, I'm the chief operations officer. I'm in charge of just managing and seeing if people are doing the work and trying to get it done. And I try to help out anywhere that is needed as well. So I'm trying to like dabble in a little like every field. I got started by Sean. Just came up to me one day and he was like, "Yeah, I have an idea for a game. Would you be interested?" And at first I was kind of like, I don't know. I'm not too entirely sure. You know, I gotta worry about my schoolwork and stuff like that first. And then I started seeing that, you know, Barry joined in, Nate joined in, and I was just kind of like, well, why not? You know, we should just do it. So I told Sean that I was in, and that's kind of how I jumped into this.
Okay. So what, going back to Brian, what has been like a quintessential moment in the journey this far of like starting a company, making a game that like really stands out to you? Need me to come back?
Yeah, let me think about that for a second.
You got one?
What?
Were you not paying attention?
I was waiting for a response. I wasn't really. Can you repeat the question for me, please?
Why did we bring him along?
I'm sorry.
What has been a quintessential moment to you up to this point in starting a company and making the game?
Man, honestly, it's just...
You got it, Brian?
Like, a big moment that hit me so far was... I think what first hit me that this was going to be a thing when Luis came in with the concept art of our company logo and the logo for the game that we are creating. At that point, I'm just like, wow, we actually are stepping up. We're actually trying to do things, and I honestly thought it was really cool at that moment, and it made me want to apply myself even further into creating this game. I think that was probably the biggest moment to me.
Yeah, kind of touching on that. The same day that Luis presented the logos was the day that we had the largest group, and we got the classroom. We had the projector up, and it seemed very more official. It seemed that everyone was more in tune to what we were doing, and that really has probably been the most touching moment of the process so far.
Okay. So, Joe, you also are a voice actor for one of the more main or quintessential characters in the game.
Yeah. I voice the father of Suda and Cerberus. His name is Fenrir.
Suda being the main character.
Yes, Suda being the main character and Cerberus his brother. So, obviously, since I'm father,
You want to do some of that for us?
Okay. Let's see. So I'm just gonna do a squawk line real fast. It's a carefully aimed shot. It's, I don't know. I found it just a very fun, fulfilling role so far, and having being a dad, I guess, is kind of funny to me. So it's just, he's more of like to me, I picture him as more like a rugged, gravelly kind of like macho man kind of thing. So it's like,
oh yeah,
snap into a Slim Jim. So that's where I kind of like picture his voice going, is towards that. Yeah.
All right. What is the thing you're sort of the point you're most looking forward to getting to, the thing you're most looking forward to work on, either of you?
By a marketing standpoint, it would probably be the trailer. That's probably going to be the most successful publication that we can make on our Facebook page and the YouTube channel, is just showing that there is something coming, and this is the preview to it. That will probably be the best for me.
Definitely. I think probably the biggest thing for me would either have to be, the demo itself. We're going to be releasing a demo. It's going to be a pretty decent size. And I would probably, like, me on a personal standpoint, I want to see my character. Like, I have a character that I want to see in the game because I'm designing the weapons of the game, too. So I made a condition to where the master blacksmith of the game is based off of me. So I'm like really looking forward to seeing that too, personally.
What has been the biggest like trial or challenge up to this point?
Coming at a point of being sort of like a manager for everybody. The fact that we are full-time college students, we have jobs, we have other things to do in our lives. I think probably the hardest thing for me to do is to be able to stay in contact with everybody, to make sure that they're doing their job.
Well, real quick, how big's the team at this point?
How big the team? I think we have a size of 13, 14, and
I think it's 15 now.
15, and we have more coming too. I have another person that seems interested in joining the team. So the thing is, we don't meet that often, so it's just kind of hard to see if everybody is putting in their fair share of the work.
Brian?
I pretty much kind of like Joe, not the whole point of making sure everyone's doing their job, but just keeping that open line of communication. I really want, I know the business is already at where it's at, but as long as we can keep that open friendship communication as well, and not just everyone I think a lot of people think this is a job. This isn't a full-time job yet. No one's getting paid for it. Everyone is taking time out of their day pro bono to do this, and that is the biggest commitment from anyone that can ever be given. So as long as we can keep that open friendship through our trials, I think we'll be set for life.
Yeah, because we don't want to just put out a game and not know anybody in that group. We actually kind of want to grow as a working family as well, in my opinion, which would be a good thing for this company if it is to go somewhere, is to make these friendships in the group. So that's definitely one thing that is important to myself and Brian here, and probably everybody else too.
So what have you like gotten done in the game thus far, individually, or for the company or whatever?
Right now, like, the stuff that I've been working on mostly is I've been trying to do like a generic default master character sheet, so where you can like input the stats of a character and it will do out all the equations, like how hard they can hit and that kind of stuff. And I've also been, designing the weapons. We're kind of doing
on top of the voice acting, right?
On top of the voice acting, yeah, definitely. But with the weapons, I created, a generic kind of weapon list with, common weapons, uncommon, rare, or it's just super rare in that kind of situation. I think I officially have all of the the rarest kind of weapons done and completed. I'm still working on others because I want a variety of choices in how people decide to play the game. If they want to deal out fire damage or something like that with one of their attacks, or they just want to do straight blunt damage or something. That's stuff I've been doing. And
420 blaze it.
420 blaze it.
What about you, Brian?
I've mainly just been doing the marketing, so most of the Facebook stuff. But what I want to give a release to is all WMU students, anyone in the Kalamazoo area, look for us out on the flagpoles and on at WM campus, or look for us in the newspapers and magazines and stuff, because we're trying to reach out right now to people and other businesses just to get the word that there is something more out there. So I personally will be at the flagpoles, especially since spring's now around, so we'll probably have a table out there. Hopefully we can maybe have, I'd love to have t-shirts to hand out or something like that, but that's the pre-release. There's not, mostly just right now I'm just doing the Facebook stuff, so we need to step it up a little bit and get our name out there.
So you don't have an acting background, Joe?
I don't really have an acting background. I mean, there was a time in high school where I did take a theater class in public speaking, so... But
now we've given you such a big role in the game. Has there been any, uncomfortableness trying to, fill that role, or... Oh, no.
What I was about ready to say, too, was that, being in that theater class, I actually had to stand in front of, a whole entire audience before, and also taking public speaking. To me, being in front of people or trying to perform something... it's not uncomfortable for me to do that. I find myself to be more extroverted in that kind of sense, so it's I don't feel any pressure because I know I'm around friends, and, we can take our time. If I screw up and, if I missay a line or if I Fenrir or something like that, we can always redo it. We have the time to do it, so I don't feel any pressure right now.
But to getting into character or anything like that?
Yeah. Okay.
Has that been difficult?
Getting into character sometimes would be a little bit difficult because, if you... we just got off spring break, too, not too long ago. So I had to, kind of refine that voice for Fenrir again. And so I was actually in my room, a few times just carefully aim shot. No, that's not it. Carefully... No, that's not it. Hey, carefully aimed shots. And I'm like, oh, okay, there it is. So it's sometimes it's a little difficult, yeah.
Okay. And Brian, we're gonna have everyone's doing at least one voice for the game. Are you sort of trepidatious looking ahead to that, or do you feel like you're ready to do it, or?
I don't feel like I'm ready at all. I'm excited to see, because I've read the bios and I feel that you need to pick a character for me. So you give me a character, and I'll try something, but I don't know. It'll be interesting. Give it that.
Let's hear your sinister voice. We might have a character for you.
My sinister voice.
Yeah, let's hear some evil. Imagine you worship Satan. How would you sound? Just imagine.
This is the first ever, you guys, so you're going to be the first one to hear this.
And it's probably going to be pretty bad, so, I mean...
live audition.
Well, yeah, live audition. Coming to you live.
Well then, I wonder what will happen when Barry dies tomorrow by the bus getting hit. I don't know. We're just gonna keep going because I don't know where to go with this. But this is the most sinister I could probably get.
Kind of like it. I kind of do.
Okay. I think we can do something with that, yeah.
Yeah, that could work.
Yeah.
People laugh. like complete opposite. Well, how's it going?
Is there any part of, like, what is the thing you try to most personally bring to the group, or, like, to keep in mind when we're all, like, trying to push this all forward and we all kind of have a similar, like, general vision, but then everyone always has their own way of doing things, right? And just trying to keep us on that path. What is the thing you try to, like, keep in mind?
The thing that I personally try to do is, everybody's going to have an opinion of where they want to take things. I try to bring to the table like a kind of like a level-headed kind of like, not really like on one side and not the other. I'm just trying to help out and try to meet in the middle of things.
So like a mediator.
Yeah, I try to be a mediator and stuff like that, so we can all come to an agreement, because it goes back to saying that, we want to keep our friends and stuff like that too, so, things like that could end up hurting others and stuff like that, so I just try to ease the tension, I guess you can say.
Brian?
I just try to keep realistic. I like keeping it grounding, so I love the motivation everyone has and how high they want to fly, and I try to be that guy that keeps us weighted down into reality. We need to have that motivation and inspiration.
Oh, sure.
That's why everyone else is there. I'm the guy
Yeah, no, I get you.
So typically it's the part where we branch off and do just general discussion, gaming discussion.
That's right.
So, sort of a historic moment happened in the last week. Sony announced they're releasing the PlayStation 4.5,
Yeah.
which is, they're calling the PlayStation 4K, which is going to have more graphics ability and be able to play on 4K displays. How do you feel about that? Since we're not too far away from the launch, what was it, 2012?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
2012, 2013, when that came out. How do you feel about that?
PC Master Race, still. No, but I think it's cool. Personally,
because a lot of people are feeling betrayed if they just bought a new machine.
Oh yeah, definitely. I remember a long time ago, this kind of sort of happened to me with the first generation of the Nintendo DS. I got the first gen when it came out, and then probably less than a year later they came out with the smaller version. I forgot the name of it, but it was the second gen essentially.
So the DSi?
I think so. And then they said I couldn't trade it in or anything like that. And then eventually when they came out with third gen, they said you can trade in the DSi
XL
to get the DSi XL. And to me, that frustrated me. So I can understand where people are coming from. If they just bought, PlayStation 4 or, if Xbox did the same thing, they would want to be able to be like, hey, look, I just bought this less than a month ago, so why can't I trade it in and get this new version? It's still, this one's brand new, so why can't I make that compromise, please?
I sympathize with the gaming community because it's the 1% that's taking advantage of the 99%. And this needs to stop. We need to destroy the big banks and the big corporations. That was my really bad Bernie Sanders.
It was pretty good.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it. It was good.
Okay.
Need a little bit more of your Brooklyn Jewish accent in there, but other than that,
Oh, I don't know. I'm a console guy, so I think I'm one of the few console guys out of the group. But
does that like excite you? That idea of like more power in the console?
I do. I mean, I think they're lining up with almost anything else in that's now being produced in the world. I don't think computers will go there. Like, especially since most big gamers build their own computers, so they build them to last. We can't particularly build our own consoles, so we're relying on.
It'd be a computer.
Yeah.
At that point.
So, yeah, I'm for it. I'm for it.
I think it's a big opportunity for Microsoft, because I could definitely see myself, if they built a new Xbox One and it was more powerful than the new PlayStation 4K, I could see myself buying one. If it's just, because as a PC gamer, it's just about the raw power, right?
Yeah.
And the PS4 was just more powerful than the Xbox One. That's why I made that decision.
Yeah, PS4 is more powerful than the Xbox One. I will say that.
But if they made the Xbox 4K or something,
Xbox 2.
and then,
Sorry.
but it's like the numeral 2 with WO next to it.
Yeah.
But if they did that, and they have this opportunity to take back all their market share that they lost between the 360 to the One.
Yeah.
But they haven't announced anything like that yet.
Yeah, it's quite surprising because, right around this time, like when the Xbox 360 was released, they released the arcade version or this version, whatnot.
The Elite. And
the
then,
Elite, they were doing a bunch of different, like, kinds that came with different stuff. So I'm actually kind of shocked that Xbox hasn't done anything yet.
Well, they just released, the new, 1 terabyte version?
Yes.
So maybe that's why they're not saying again that they're going to release another one.
Well, I don't know. I don't think that memory really should be, the biggest concern. I know, with the Xbox, the thing that infuriates me the most is that you have to download the game before you can play the game. So, I mean, yeah, the memory space would be nice, but, I would rather have more graphics, if it runs better and stuff like that. That's why I'm more of a PC gamer myself, is because I can have that customized, I can customize the PC versus, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, you buy it, that's what you get. PC, I can open my tower and put in a new video card if I wanted to. If it's compatible, that is, but I can still do that.
Right. I think it'd be very interesting if the consoles tried to do something like that, because I think it was the N64 that had the ability to expand the RAM on it. It had an expansion slot.
Yes.
So it'd be interesting if they did something like that with the console, where it's like you can just open this and take out the cartridge built around the video card and upgrade that at some point down the line.
I think that would be cool. That would be really interesting, but, I still think you would have more ability to customize.
Right, but I wonder if that's where it's going, because technology is moving faster and faster the further we go.
And it gets smaller and smaller and stuff like that too. So
the graphics cards used to be a little chip, and now they're so big they bend in your tower.
Yeah, I have a NVIDIA GTX Titan in my PC, and that thing's the size of my face. It's huge.
So it's not getting any smaller.
No. But I can see it though. Eventually, maybe getting smaller, but.
What are you stopping for? You're on a roll.
All right, here's the final question. If they release an Xbox 4K, do you buy it as an Xbox One owner?
As an Xbox One owner, if I had the money to spend, then probably. But I'm content with just the original Xbox One right now, and I don't really see the need to go get something that can run in 4K. I would rather have my PC do that and get a monitor.
I mean, come on, think about it. If anyone had the money to do it, they would upgrade it in the heartbeat.
Please mention that.
Yeah, go.
So Sean just sent Barry a message on accident. and it says, "Haruka, I love you." That's so great. Yeah.
Did he reply?
The reply is okay.
Did he?
No, he didn't yet, but I'm excited to see where this goes. I don't know if he knows. Oh my god. For you that don't know, Haruka is his girlfriend. Oh gosh, that's great.
Okay. So, Brian, since you haven't talked, I'm going to pick on you.
What's up?
What's your favorite game of all time? Go.
Of all time?
Yep, I'm going to make you make Sophie's choice. Pick one right now.
Classic or new?
All time.
All time.
If you want a stipulation, I'd say you'd still be willing to today go reload it up and play it.
Ooh. Okay. Alright, this is going super old school. But back in the day on the GameCube,
Yeah?
there was this Power Rangers game that was the bomb. It had the whole robots. It had the it was the bomb. I probably would go. That was my childhood. That was my first console. That was my first game. I loved it. I probably would load that back up and play that again. That was a lot of fun.
Megazords. That's what the robots are called, Megazords.
Whatever.
I loved it. Same question to me.
Yeah.
Gosh. There's a lot of games that I love playing.
No, pick one.
But I was getting there. But
Just go.
The one that
No preamble.
got me into it was Halo.
Okay. The
There
first one?
I started off playing Halo 2, surprisingly. When I got the Xbox, my dad's boss lent me the game Halo 2, and I played it.
That was my first Halo game, too.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it, and that's what got me hooked into the Halo series. And I think that's by far probably one of my favorite series. Just
Now, me
due
and
to
Sean
nostalgia.
saw yesterday in Detroit at the Toys R Us a 4-foot-tall Master Chief replica statue.
Was it okay? Is it the 3-for-3 Master Chief, or is it the Bungie Master Chief? That's the question.
It looked like the Halo 3 Master Chief.
Okay, then I would love it. I would want it.
Would you buy it?
I would buy it, yes. If it was 3-for-3, I'd be like, no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, 3-for-3, but you're ruining the series for me. Thank you.
Or not? Thank you.
Just sarcastic thank you.
So what was your favorite part about the Power Rangers?
The Power Rangers? Just the story was good.
The
I
game?
don't know.
In the game?
Yeah, it was not like anything like the show. It was completely different. It was, almost, it was an open world, but because it was on the GameCube, it was really old school. But it was about as close as you could get. It was a blast. It was just roaming around, having fun, destroying stuff. As a kid, you can't get any better than that.
So what do you think we could add into DIsharmony, our game, from that experience? What would you like to see
Giant
us?
robots.
Definitely. I love those robots.
What did you like? Was it like the sense of the power you got from being in the robot, the sense of scale,
Yeah, I mean, just about. You were a giant robot in a city or in the woods, and there was tiny people roaming around. You just felt like you were God, and it was amazing.
I think that like power fantasy is what all RPGs are about like starting at like a really sort of weak power level, and by the end you're just like everything is just like a tiny human running on the ground to you, no matter how
You
big or
started
terrifying.
That was the best part of this game. There was no upgrade. You just started strong and you stayed strong. It was awesome.
I kind of see Brian right now as the Emperor from Star Wars. Unlimited power!
All right, what was your favorite aspect of the Halo game when you played it?
At the original Halo series,
Of Halo 2.
out of Halo 2, gosh, I just...
For me, for that game, it was the like environments were really like well detailed and well realized.
For being such a young kind of game in
2004
2004,
Christmas.
it just felt kind of realistic. Like to me, when I was younger playing it, it felt like this could be the future. With the power armor, the Majorna armor from that Master Chief wears, and super soldiers and stuff like that. I thought were really cool. So.
What do you think we could bring into Disharmony from that experience?
I just really would like to see a very well detailed environment, because that's what made Halo 2 to me, was the environment itself. I think that, if we just have a great, just visually appealing, you're walking around and you can just see the most random shit and be able to point it out. And
so it's just all the small details,
the
attention to detail.
Yeah, the attention to detail to me is very important to a game.
Better get on that, Nate.
Nate, if you're listening, we're coming for you.
All right. Any last thoughts?
Last thoughts. I love my mom. I love my dad. I really don't know. I don't think
In the words of Leo, climate change is real.
Love to accept this, Oscar, but climate change is real. It was very funny. Just I saw a picture actually with Leonardo DiCaprio, and it was just I don't think this is true, but it was Leo accepts an Oscar, endorses Bernie Sanders, and I'm like, what? Nah. It is, though.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I love Leo.
So hopefully we'll see everybody next week.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Thanks, Barry.
Thank you for listening.